Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 69 of Awakening to Ascension. Today, I will be your host, Janae, and I'm joined by Marlene and Alex. And today's topic is crystals and grid work. So, we've obviously gone quite a bit into the crystal aspect, and we'll touch a little bit more in today's episode on crystals, but we are also just going to discuss grid work. So I'm going to hand it over to Alex and he can get us started.
Thank you for that, Janae. Yeah, so grid work, it's connecting different energies into Mother Earth. And there's different geographical locations where this can happen. And what you'll do is you go to these specific locations and you'll do like a ritual in certain places. I actually did a cross country, well, halfway across the country last year. It was so I just felt the calling to go to started off in Reno. So I went to Reno, met up with one of our group members, Callie. We did some grid work there. I continued on to Sacramento, did some grid work there, was called to go down to LA, and this was right before the fires. So I was in LA, well, Orange County, it's close, not the same thing. People that live down there get really upset if you call Orange County LA, but it's in that general area. So I was down there 2 days before the fires started. Ended up going to Arizona, met up with another one of our group members, Denise, did some grid work there, and continued on to actually Texas. So this whole journey was me just following my intuition and guides. And so like when I left Arizona, I had just met this light worker woman who was a friend of a friend of a friend and just instantly connected with her. Drove, it was like 16 hours straight to Texas where she lived. And that was when there was a blizzard in Texas. I probably should have gotten some rest before I had left. And during that drive, I was protected by angels so many times. Like I probably should have, I don't know, died close to 10 times that trip. And then when I got to Texas, this person just like let me stay at their house. We connected really well, did some grid work there, felt called to go straight back up to Colorado where I am. Got stuck in a blizzard actually on the way and stopped me at Pueblo, where I actually had known someone who had was just arriving at that exact same moment and let me stay there, which saved my life again because that it was like within an hour they went from 0 snow to 2 feet of snow on the road, and it was just the roads were backed up. It was super dangerous, and I finally made it back home, and it was just I had never really done grid work before. This was the first time. And I just felt this calling, this intuition to just go. And like that kind of, well, that speaks to like the leap of faith. Just when you feel the call, you answer it. Yes, Marlene.
So that is exactly, I think, how it really touches one's heart to do grid work. I know of a whole collective of grid workers, and we hold space in the different countries at different times, and we follow that intuition. So the use of rivers, the use of ley lines, the use of crystals, and connecting the grids of everything that lies in, on, and under the earth. And also the use of the different crystals. We have personally worked with the dragons and the crystal grids on this earth plane to clear, to connect, and to reinvigorate different systems on this earth plane right now across the world. And so different groups come together in those vicinities and areas throughout the world and using those specific things with a common intention held at all times. This is super, super powerful. And we have spoken about the chakric system of the earth. And if you then connect the chakric system of the earth, the crystals, the stars, the dragons, and any other light beings that holding space and energy at that particular time within the grid, and of course not forgetting how sacred geometry actually also falls into this particular placement. It is super, super powerful and can be done to truly create very, very big shifts. And well done to you, Alex, also for following your intuition, as I have done here in South Africa, to do this kind of work. And it certainly pays off handsomely. So well done, Janae.
I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to be a part of a collective of individuals that are like-minded and understanding the work that needs to be done for humanity as well as Mother Gaia. And I'd like to just bring up something with regards to temples, cathedrals, and those beautiful buildings that have been placed in particular places and the gatherings that occur and the sacred practices. If we look at our African culture, so Alex, we have tribes that gather on specific areas, specific land, wearing white and blue. And they do a gathering of their culture on that particular piece of land. There is a lot of work with the water here in Africa. There is a lot of cleansing that's done and a lot of healing work that is done. So if we look at the practices in cultures and in religions and in the diversity of just humanity all across the globe, because we now looking as well at the individuals that are also praying at certain times of the day. We are looking at individuals that are going to these temples, cathedrals on specific days, at specific times. That's all grid work. We are unconsciously doing grid work without knowing it. And I think that it's holding quite a beautiful space that is larger than one can fathom if we look at the frequencies that are being held in each grid and across the entire world. Yes, Alex.
Yeah, I had a question. So this is something that I had heard, and this is not only for you too, but this is also for the viewers at home. If you have any response to this, please drop that in the comments. But I've heard that crystals can be used, like you can actually plant crystals into the earth like as seeds. I mean that's where they originally come from. So if you like plant it in the ground with a certain intention, something can happen. I don't know. Have either of you heard anything about that, Marlene?
Yes, so you can do that. And the different, so let's say, for example, if you want in your territory that you stay, whether it is your yard or a bigger space, you can put in each corner of your property the different crystals. For example, so you've got north, south, east, and west, and you then put those crystals out, forming a layer of protection. That protection is not just on the surface, but it does go down and up. So, in fact, you can do anything with crystals with the intent that you hold to actually then create that particular structure on your property or on a piece of whatever within your home. And also you can, it's as easy as taking a piece of paper and drawing a map of the world or something that you want to do, and you actually then put the crystals on the world map. And remembering that just as though you were having the point of a pen, the concentration of the energy is always down to the point of the pen. You're doing exactly the same when you use a crystal, so that you concentrate the energy down. Whether you plant that crystal and those streams of the crystal energy goes straight down into Mother Earth, if you were to put them sideways like that and you filter the energy in toward a point, that is where that actual energy is going to be flowing. So you can use a drawing with crystals, with structures. You can use Herkimer diamonds. You can use black tourmaline, which is the most protective. It is a grounding and wire to actually absorb any negative EMFs as well, in the earth, in your home, and on your person, on your body, because you are a living crystal grid as well. So there are so many ways in which you can very quickly harness the energy of crystals. Janae.
Yes, putting the crystals in the corner of the home, you can put the crystals in your garden, putting crystals at your windows sills. Oh, hold on, hold on. So putting the crystals at your windowsills as well is something that you can also do as a protection, because it's entry points into your home. And the wearing of crystals, the holding of crystals, the gifting of crystals. So even if you put a crystal in your purse, that is something that then brings in abundance. So you have certain crystals with certain meanings that symbolize various outcomes of the crystal. So crystals play a vital importance in the work that one is doing, and many religions would believe it to be a demonic practice using crystals, but one must remember that these are sacred stones coming from Mother Gaia. There's absolutely nothing demonic about it. It's as natural as the air that we breathe, and it's not as though one is worshipping. It is essentially using it to enhance and to allow us to live in alignment with one another as well as with the earth, because we carry her then with us wherever we go. Yes, Marlene.
So I'll end off by saying, and just connecting that for you, for the crystal in your purse, the best one to hold with you is citrine. And citrine is known as the stone of abundance or the money stone. So that is the most beautiful one. And if you put in a little Herkimer diamond in your purse with the citrine, it really ramps it up beautifully. So good luck, everyone. It's beautiful to work with crystals and the grids and play around. You can never harm anything, because crystals, used with highest intent and cleansed, of course, are just there to help and uplift the frequencies and the vibrations of ourselves and of Gaia. Alex.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and for those of you who think crystals don't do anything or there's no energetic properties behind them, just keep in mind that they are in all of our phones. They're in all advanced technology. They literally cannot, those things cannot use, they will not work without the crystals inside of them. And also, if you have any information about grid work or anything that we didn't cover about crystals, please drop that in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and helps other people find these messages. So thank you for sharing, and we will see you next time.